everyone, welcome back to Starry Promenade. To write poems about humans is a very interesting thing. A poet, through his poems, may express his love towards his fellow neighbors. Furthermore, to generalize their lives through poems would be to make a history. Shin Kyong-nim's Farmer's Dance is famous for its depiction of Korea in the process of industrialization. How is Korea represented in this novel? Well, let's find out.
Shin Kyong-nim's Farmer's Dance is a monumental book of poetry about the industrialization of the Korean countryside. The joys and sorrows of the deteriorating rural villages are sung in verses, resonating deeply. The title poem, Farmer's Dance, shows this well. The jing booms out, the curtain falls. Above the rough stage, lights dangle from a paulownia tree. The playground's empty. Everyone's gone home. We rush to the soju bar in front of the school and drink, our faces still daubed with powder. Life's mortifying when you're oppressed and wretched. Then off down the market alleys behind the Gwanggwari, with only some kids running, bellowing behind us. With farming not paying the fertilizer bills, leaving it all in the hands of the women we pass by the cattle fair. Then dancing in front of the slaughterhouse, we start to get into the swing of things. Shall we dance on one leg, blow the nalari hard? Shall we shake our heads, make our shoulders rock? This poem, written to the farm music of rural Korea, sings about the cries of farmers trying to make a living amidst the deteriorating society. In this book of poetry, the poet was loved by the people for his songs about the reality of the farmers' lives and their underlying sentiments.
당시 60년대 말 70년대 초 이때의 농촌이라는 게 지금 이제 붕괴되고 있을 때니까 산업화 때문에 그 붕괴되고 있는 농촌 현장에 제가 직접 있었고요. 거기 있으면서 내가 살고 있는 이 농촌이라는 것이 지금 어떻게 망가지고 있고 또 어떻게 우리가 살아야 할 것인가 하는 생각을 하지 않을 수 없었죠. 그런 생각을 시로 쓴 것이 농무 시집 속에 들어가 있는 시들입니다.
Shin Kyong-nim's Farmer's Dance is also noted for its introduction of realism into Korean literature. In this realism, the poet's endless love towards people is felt in the songs about the flailing rural community. One example is the poem Snowy Road. I walk through the night off to buy opium, down a long mountain trail in driving sleet, sleeping by day hidden in the back rooms of inns. When I'm weary, I call the women in to play cards. When I make her laugh with my suggestive jokes under the faded photo of the landlord who was falsely accused and stupidly killed, the wind entangles itself in the branches of trees on the hill behind and weeps like the sorrowful ghosts of lads that starved, and now all I have left is two powerless fists. As I fill my stomach with a bowl of dumpling soup, the woman goes on and on bewailing her lot, and we keep laughing out loud like two mad fools.
Translators often say poems are the hardest to translate. The rhythm of the language and the common experience of a nation are not easy to express in other cultures. Nevertheless, the reason many poems are still loved by other cultures may be because there is a common value we all share. Shin Kyong-nim's poems share these values.
The values in Shin Kyong-nim's Farmer's Dance can be seen in the poet's loving gaze towards the poor. Farmer's Dance overflows with love for the needy rather than the rich, the hungry rather than the full. His poems divide Korean poetry into two parts, poems before Farmer's Dance and poems after. Drifting away from Western literature, the new trend was to sing about Korean society. The poet, who lived in the city in his youth, returns to his birthplace to live with and observe his neighbors. During his 10-year stay, he writes down stories filled with their joys and sorrows, their loves and their tears in Korean. That's why readers of Shin Kyong-nim's poems feel this way.
이 시는 퇴락하는 농촌을 그리고 있긴 하지만은 농민들의 삶 속에 담겨 있는 그런 끈질긴 생명력과 그런 깊은 인정이 같이 담겨 있다. 그런 점에서 우리는 이 시가 이른바 민중적 서정주의를 지향하고 있다. 이렇게 평가들을 하고 있습니다.
Other than the Farmer's Dance, the poet has published many poems. Most of his poems sing about the joys and sorrows of Korean peasants and their longing for their birthplaces. These images are common to all Southeast Asian countries because they too experienced industrialization and the extinction of the agricultural communities. The poet sings about such pain in the following poem.
언제부턴가 갈대는 속으로 조용히 울고 있었다. 그런 어느 밤이었을 것이다. 갈대는 그의 온몸이 흔들리고 있는 것을 알았다. 바람도 달빛도 아닌 것. 갈대는 저를 흔드는 것이 제 조용한 울음이라는 것을 까맣게 몰랐다. 산다는 것은 속으로 이렇게 조용히 울고 있는 것이라는 것을 그는 몰랐다.
Shin Kyong-nim gave Koreans a new image of the birthplace by singing about lonely souls crying under the change of society. His poems are the cries of Asians suffering under the change from the agricultural to industrial society. For those of you interested in more information, please check out the following site. Thanks for being with me today. See you next time.